What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Let's Talk Tottenham. Today, I wanted to do another episode of Tottenham News Digest. I think the last couple episodes that I've been doing are from the Tottenham transfer rumor mill, and I think we all love singing a little bit of Adele. But at the end of the day, at least for me, it's not just about the rumors. I love talking about what actually has happened, because so yeah, there's all sorts of fun in the rumors, but there ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. So I wanted to look at 5 articles that have come out in the last week or so that I think are interesting, and I would love to hear your comments as well and hear back from you. So we're going to start with this article about Gareth Bale, called What Spurs Are Getting, How 2020 Bale Compares to 2013 Bale. And this is written by Tom Orville and Michael Cox back on September 17th. And I want to just bring some attention to some of the graphics that they put in here. Unfortunately, this is behind a paywall, so I just want to let you know that, but there are always links in the description down below. So a couple different things they showed. They showed Bale's played fewer and fewer minutes since he left Spurs. And they show, I think this is a kind of a beautiful graph, I might say, from, just showing Southampton, his time at Tottenham, and then his time at Real Madrid. And now he's back at Tottenham. And it just shows how, has his age at the start of the season, how his share of the available minutes played goes up. It peaks right as he leaves, and you would expect this for any player that's coming into a new team, that it would drop a little bit, but it consistently drops throughout. And they talked about his, if you read here, it's not just Bale's minutes on the pitch that have dwindled over time. His impact on it in terms of scoring and assisting has too. And then they show another look at his numbers, his attacking numbers. And again, you can kind of go back, starting with Southampton and looking at Tottenham, his growth in terms of his numbers and impact on the Tottenham squad. And then here we look at Real Madrid. It looks like he really peaks here in 2015-16, scoring almost a goal every 90 minutes and half an assist. I mean, he's getting assist every 2 games. He's getting goal almost every game. That is insanity in terms of his ability. And then it drops off here, towards the end of his Real Madrid time. And then they go into Bale isn't the dazzling winger he once was. And it shows his take-ons, which I think this is an interesting stat to look at, because it's not just about him providing goals and providing assists, although you would imagine his crosses coming in and connecting with Harry Kane will be incredibly important. But what we used to see from him is him taking on people, not just at Spurs, but also at Real Madrid. You remember that infamous one where he touches the ball and runs out of bounds and cuts back in with that pace, and so it shows some of these take-ons here, how they grow. Kind of dropped a little bit the last season. They grow again, and then just really has fallen off. And if you were to just read this article, I almost feel like it's a good sobering to remember that, like, the Gareth Bale that we sold is not the Gareth Bale that we are receiving back on loan. But I do think it paints a little bit more of a bleak picture than I want to believe, at least. And so you can read that article for yourself. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Bale is going to have that impact that he used to have? Is it going to be less so? Maybe his role will change. Maybe Jose Mourinho will use him in a different way and allow him to use the strengths that he has now at his current age than he did. And I have a lot of hope, actually. I think Bale, obviously his falling out with Zidane affected his playing time. And I would imagine it affected his play. Although you saw, the guy shows up for big games, Champions League finals, Cup finals. He is there, and he knows, he just kind of carries the team on his shoulders. If you just go and watch some videos of his 5 best games for Real Madrid or something like that, those show that he is there, and I think has that drive to win games. And so I'm really glad that he's back. I think he's going to be huge for the team, even if he is not the Gareth Bale that we sold all those years ago. So that's one of the articles to look at. And then just briefly wanted to mention this article here from the Cartilage Free Captain. And yeah, Tottenham have officially moved on to the 4th round, and Leyton Orient have forfeited. I just want to bring up this here. I think this is so true. It's a sad situation for everyone. League Two does not require mandatory COVID-19 testing. So the only reason we know about the positive tests is because Tottenham paid for the entire team and staff to be tested. And he talks about, who is really to blame. But it just feels harsh to blame anyone when you've got I think it was double digits, the number of people that were tested positive, and you just feel for them. You feel for their club. You feel for the team. You feel for, the people that have COVID. This is not something that you want to mess around with. And so, yeah, so you just, hopefully everyone on their team recovers well, and that it's not too much of a big deal. And if you saw it, I don't have anything pulled up right now, but Spurs fans just, buying their kits and things like that on their website to kind of help offset some of that. I know Daniel Levy was said to have given them some funds that they would have received from kind of Sky Sports, I believe, or from the game at least being shown on television. And so, Spurs, I think, wanted to help out because it is such a sad situation. That's what the Cup is so fun, that these League Two sides get to play these, Premier League sides and stuff like that. So just wanted to note that. So we'll be playing Chelsea next week, and that'll be an interesting test early on, especially with game after game after game, and having, a game on Thursday at home right after that. But I have a feeling that, every competition Jose wants to win, and it's not just every competition. I think he's showing it's every game. Just win this game, and if you win this game, you have nothing to worry about. So hopefully we see a strong showing on Tuesday, and yeah, we'll get to the next round and have passed, a pretty big Premier League side. The other article I wanted to mention was, it's not really an article, but just a tweet by Marcus Rashford that notes a letter that he received from a young Spurs fan. And man, this was so cool. Rashford said, "Dear Jack, thank you for the lovely letter. Really makes me smile. Keep being kind. That's what makes the world go round." And just, man, this little kid just being adorable, just thanking him, telling Marcus Rashford just how inspired he is by how thoughtful he has been in helping children, but also his footballing career and things like that. And then just love this here. Can you please join Spurs? I hope that's a U, buddy, not an E, but whatever. You're 7. But can you please join Spurs? Thank you for everything you do. Love, Jack. And love that little cockerel down there too. Pretty cool to see. And I just thought, in all the chaos of such a crazy world, it's fun to see things like this and be encouraged by that. And from a young Spurs fan, that was really, really cool. Now, there was another article written by Alistair Gold. It's quite long, and there's a lot to read from it, but I don't want to get into the rumors. But I do want to talk a little bit about this one note that he had made called Moving the Goalposts. And you probably saw this on Twitter or Instagram or somewhere. But what was interesting to me was not just that the goals were 5 centimeters lower, but just this kind of a cool moment that was caught. It says, "Fair play to the North Macedonian journalist, Igor," and I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last name, who has had 2 very big days in his career. On Wednesday, he became the news when he got rather upset on the Zoom call because he didn't get to ask his question, basically. And if you know the story, and Tottenham even tweeted about this, that there was a journalist that had wanted to have a photograph with Jose Mourinho for his late father, and he didn't even get a chance to ask his question, and so it was kind of upsetting. Jose Mourinho comes back, answers the man's question, and honors his request to take a picture. And here's that picture. And wow, just a really cool moment, and what a kind gesture from Jose. But this is the journalist right here who he noted he got to the game early, and he saw Mourinho basically looking at the crossbars. It says that he was at the stadium early and had spotted Mourinho checking both goals and looking at the crossbars with his staff and the goalkeepers after the game, and he asked why. And Mourinho told him, that he went by, and the goalkeepers, they spend hours and hours and hours in front of this goal, and so they know when the goal is not the right dimension. And so sure enough, they checked those goals, and they were 5 centimeters too short. And Jose Mourinho posted on his Instagram him standing in front of the goal, and then I love that he also got Hugo Lloris in there, reaching up, and that just shows like how much shorter 5 centimeters will be. When you've got the keeper just can reach up and touch the net a little bit on his tiptoes there. You don't want to see that. And I think in the article, Alistair says the goal wouldn't have been scored against Spurs had this crossbars been lower, because that rocket of a shot that they had probably would have hit the bar, but maybe so would have Sonny. So it doesn't matter. I think it's good they were able to fix that, and it sounds like it was just an accident that the home team didn't usually play their home games at that field or at that stadium, and so they were unaware that the goals were that short too. But you can read more of that as well. I also wanted to take a listen and a look at this interview done with Joe Hart after the game.
Thought we were poor, and we needed that extra bit of quality to get us out of a hole.
Yeah, and that's, you get there in the end in a knockout tie. You get there in the end, don't you? That's the key.
Look, that's important right now. We've got games coming thick and fast. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday schedule. I know people say you get paid to play football, but it's tough and it's a big ask. Someone like Sonny was dead on his feet, still managed to score us the winner tonight. So important that we got the win, and that's the main thing.
And a brutally honest assessment from yourself.
It's the only thing I really offer.
So I just want to stop there, and just hearing this interview, hearing Joe Hart give that brutally honest assessment that we were poor. We didn't really play very well, and had a guy like Sonny dead on his feet, but he scores the goal. Harry Kane comes in and brings in that quality. I just think it's interesting to hear, and then hear him say, that's the only thing he offers. I'm sure that's not the only thing he offers in the dressing room. He seems like a huge encourager too, but that's a different mentality, I think, being that honest, that brutal, and just sharing, hey, this was not good enough. And so I think that's, you're starting to see a theme. I might even, by the end of the transfer window, just do a little overview. Let me know in the comments if you'd like that, of the different signings that we've done, and I think the difference in type of player, now certainly not just in terms of their place in the squad or the team or on the pitch, but type of mentality, where they're coming from, what they bring into the locker room, not just into or onto the pitch. So anyway, I just thought that was really interesting and encouraging, because the more voices we have like that, especially when you think back to the All or Nothing docuseries, having those louder, stronger voices that are demanding more is just so important, I think, for Spurs where they are today. So those are kind of the 5 big things that I wanted to talk about today. Super fun. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Do you think that Gareth Bale is going to be not what he used to be? Are you excited still for him? Is he more of just kind of like the feel-good vibes? I mean, Jose Mourinho has done such a good job of bringing in Ledley King, bringing in Gareth Bale. You wonder if that's just kind of part of his management strategy and kind of building the rapport with the team and with the fans, or is Gareth Bale really going to put some minutes in, do those take-ons, really bring those assists and goals to the team? And then what did you see this week? Maybe you saw some things that I didn't catch in the news. Share those with me in the comments down below. It's just such a fun time, like I said, to be a Spurs fan. There's so many games. We got a game coming up on Sunday. Hopefully we'll see another win, and we'll keep moving forward as a team. So that's the news, or the quick news digest. And thanks so much for watching. As ever, it was great talking with you.